Mewgenics.
What? Did we turn the cat into milk? I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? I don't know what's going on. But hello, my name is Abe and welcome to Mewgenics. The new Edmund McMillen game has finally been released after years of teasing. Edmund McMillen, of course, is the developer of Super Meat Boy, well, Meat Boy, then Super Meat Boy, then Super Meat Boy Infinite. Did he make Infinite? Well, he probably like hired a company to make Infinite. That's why it sucks. But then there's Super Meat Boy 3D, which is going to be coming out, and of course, Flash Isaac, New Isaac, all the DLCs for Isaac. What else do we have? The Days Nigh, I can't remember the name of it. Adventures of Gish, all sorts of various games. Flash Isaac McMillen is back, this time with Mewgenics. Meow? Meow. Let's play some Mewgenics. I don't know what Mewgenics really is about, but I generally like the Edmund McMillen games, so we're gonna check it out together. Science. Scared you, didn't I? I know how scary a buzzword like science can be these days, but trust me when I say science can actually be a good thing sometimes. Take this table, for instance. A science made this table and the floor it sits on. There are even people out there who believe that a science made you and I. But I digress. The point I was trying to make here is that cats are a science too. A science that I, Thomas A. Beanies, invented. But what do you have to do with all of this? Well, word on the street is you're a bit of a felinologist yourself. I know we just met, but I bet if you and I put our brains together, we could actually change the world. With cats. Now take a gander at these fine specimens. This is my latest batch, straight out of their biovats. Choose two, a boy and a girl. Trust me, you'll find out why later. They all have a wonderful little meow. Well, I like the horns on Mila. And I don't know, something about the meow I like from Ferb. Ugh, what's wrong with Tolino? Wow, okay, I didn't expect you to pass on the best of the bunch. Whatever, their pieces will be put to good use. Isn't nature just cruel? But it doesn't have to be. In fact, I think with my brains and your ability to choose less than ideal cats, we could really shake things up. Hell, with enough cats, I bet we could reverse time, maybe even make dying impossible. All I need is a nuke, radioactive blood, and a bit of elbow grease. Don't worry, I'll be sure to harvest some from Tolino's elbows before they're incinerated. Now go, my child. Go into the world and hoard some cats. Okay, now we're on the path. I'm gonna actually raise the volume slightly. I may have the main menu music was a bit on the loud side. Psst, click here. Yeah, I know how video games work. So we have no coins, no meat. It's clear skies. There's a combat, a question mark event, a chest, and a boss fight. Kind of, you know, Spire-esque. You've got your map, you're progressing through the map. This is the tutorial. I assume there's gonna be branching paths later on. We're Mila and Ferb. Hello, let's go, kitties. He kicked you out, huh? Yeah, he does that. Name's Butch, and even though I could give a frick if you live or die, I can't help but see a bit of myself in you. If you get what I mean. You want to survive in Boone County, you're gonna need to learn how to fight, so listen up. This is your team. These are your enemies. Your goal is to kill them all. Battle starts. So Mila's turn, rat turn, other cat's turn, enemy turn. Gotcha. Mila has a basic attack. It's melee range, you'll need to move next to the rat to hit it. You have a movement action, you can move once per turn, click it, and then click the tile you want to move. Okay. Okay, we move over here. Now that you're next to the rat, you can attack it. This is your basic attack. You can use your basic attack once per turn, click attack, then click the rat to attack it. Fair enough. Meow. Sweet, you really destroyed that bastard. Did you notice that when you got a buff when you killed that thing? No, I didn't. It's because of that passive ability, hover over it to learn what it does. Gain a random stat up when you down a unit. You can also hover over your cat to learn what that buff does too. Strength increased by 1, strength affects melee attack and melee ability damage. There's all sorts of different stats for the cats, strength, health, light bulbs. There's also spells. You only have 1, and unfortunately you lack the mana to cast it. This is how much mana it costs, 4. It's kind of dark, hard to read. You have 3. Understood. You gain mana at the end of your turn equal to your intelligence, which is going to be 5. There's nothing left, end your turn. It's now Ferb's turn. Ferb has a ranged basic attack. While selecting where to move, you can see a preview of your ranged attack in red. Move in range to attack or as close as you can get. Well, if I go here, I'll be behind my other unit. Unfortunately, you are still not in range to attack. However, you do have enough mana to cast one of your spells. Take a look at Roll. Roll only costs 4 mana, and you have 5. End the current character's turn and go to the next one. How come I only gain 2 mana when it said +7 or +5? Click roll and then roll closer to that thing. Roll up to 3 tiles in a straight line. Little rat. I can't go over the little rat corpse, but I can go there, and then I can hit you with a shot and then take damage. Good job, you landed the shot. That Tom is pretty thick, however, so he will take a few more hits to kill. He also attacks 3 tiles in front of him. It's Mila's turn once again. You have enough mana to cast your spell Spit. I guess each character has their own spell. Select Spit, aim it at the enemy. Spit attack with infinite range that deals 1 damage. That was some pretty good spit, and you actually still have enough mana to cast it again. You can cast spells as many times as long as you have mana, so spit again. Make it a real thick one. Good job. At this point, I trust that you can finish the rest of the fight on your own. I'm going to hide in these bushes and judge you. Fair enough. Move over here, we smack him. He's gonna have, what, 1 HP, but he'll be dead next turn. Meow. Do I have... There's no minimum range with the ranged attack. Interesting. Burn you inflict is increased by 1 hot-blooded. Cats have random effects and all that. And victory. Beginner's luck. Okay, now listen, each time you finish combat, one of your cats is gonna level up. Check out Ferb, he's about to get a whole lot better. Look at all these options. Originally, I was gonna let you choose yourself, but I feel the need to point something out. There's a pretty awesome combo here. With Burn? Yeah, he's got a burn passive. Yeah, yep. Gotcha. Yep, I know, it burns. Yeah, I read it. Yep. Yeah, Gain 2 block, spawn a poop on an adjacent tile, heal an adjacent unit by 2 HP. So what is burn? Takes damage, then increases burn, and has a chance to miss. Yeah, it seems okay. We get meat, we get coins. Every cat is different. Okay, and we are also still a little bit wounded from getting hit on the last fight. So don't expect your cats to live forever. I'm gonna assume there. So HP 19 of 20. I guess we healed for 5 between combats, or maybe we only healed when we level up. Hard to know. There's cat equipment as well. Let's move on. This is very much Into the Breach, with a change on how the actual units are constructed, of course, but the combat is very Into the Breach, and I love Into the Breach, and if you've never played Into the Breach, you should. It's made by Subset Games, the same developer of FTL Faster Than Light. You play on an 8x8 grid, and it's basically what we just saw. That's Into the Breach. But I'm noticing that so Into the Breach, one of the cool designs about it is that it plays more like a puzzle game, where you have to puzzle out the best attack to the best line of attack with all of your units in order to prevent as much damage as possible from the enemies. You don't have to actually kill all the enemies, but you get to preview what they're all doing. You know, if you've ever played Slay the Spire or any deck builder since then, a lot of these games the enemies have an attack preview. You know if they're attacking, if they're blocking, if they're putting a status effect on you. And in Into the Breach, you get to know what the enemies are doing, what they're going to attack, where they're going to attack, and you can use that information. Since you have perfect information, you can use that information to plan your turn. This seems way more like a XCOM tactical game where you don't know or really like a Final Fantasy Tactics tactical game where you don't know what the enemy is going to do. You can guess, but you just have to try to make the best decision based off of not having complete information. So, I guess I'm just pointing that out. It kind of plays like Into the Breach with the layout of everything and with the fact that you're progressing through levels with attacks and abilities and movement points, which is also sort of like Fallout Tactics, but it plays a little bit more like those games where you don't have that perfect information. Butch blocks your path. Should you use Brawn or Brains to get past him? Brawn 3, Brain 8. All right, well. Check your stats to see the odds of success. What are the odds of success? 3? I mean, I know which number is higher, but that doesn't tell me the odds of success. So sure, I will use Brain. Points cleverly behind him, distracting him. You're lucky your light bulb is so high or you'd be chewing rocks. You got a small catnip baggie. On use gain 7 mana, and I can only do that once. Well, hold on. You have a cool little burn thing, which is a spell. So if I need you to cast that, I will put the buff on you. Username says, I love Into the Breach. I also love Into the Breach. It is a fantastic, wonderful game. He also says, this is kind of a unique take on it, unlike Void War is to FTL. Oh no, Void War, fortunately you can't buy it anymore. It got removed from Steam. We got a stick. Ashen Rand says, I don't like Into the Breach. It's unfair with RNG. I actually don't think it's that unfair with RNG. It's hard. Most turns, though, you can manage. Your melee attack does 6, your melee attack does 5. You're gonna be in melee more often. It's got a little bit of RNG in there, but most turns you can pretty much solve. But the thing that I like about Into the Breach is that you don't have to actually solve your turns completely. You don't, and it took me a long time to realize that. You can take damage and you'll still be fine. Username says if you have a bad turn, it's usually your fault from the previous turn. The one thing about Into the Breach that I don't like, and it's not really the fault of the game, but one thing that I don't like about Into the Breach is that it assumes that you will be killing enemies at a consistent pace, but sometimes you can't. You know, in Into the Breach, sometimes your movement ability doesn't do damage, and so you just have to move enemies around to save your power grid, and then all of a sudden you have 7 enemies on the board, you have 3 units, and you can't prevent the damage at that point. You know, it's assuming that you're killing enemies at a consistent pace, and some mechs in Into the Breach don't do a lot of damage. They're there for manipulation, but at a certain point you get the impossible manipulation, and you're like, oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna take 8 damage this turn. Sometimes that does happen, but that's more of for specific squads as opposed to like the couple of starting squads that are high damage focused. Velatrin Merc says, yes, the game everyone is playing now. Me too! It's time for a boss fight. I trained Pebbles here myself. He's about to rock your world. Show me what you got. Also, one last tip before I leave you, attack from behind to do more damage. Interesting that is a mechanic. I wonder if it also works with enemies? Catfight. Catfight, I like the music. Catfight. Attack it to knock it forward in a straight line. It deals 5 damage to units it hits. I don't like the idea of having directionality, especially if you can't control your own direction. But it's fine. We are currently this cat. She go. I can't get in position. What is the movement of this one? 4. Switchblade, sawblade, baseball is the lyrics to the song. I like the music. Its melee attack knocks units back, can throw rocks, 3 luck. Well, I can't really get into position, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna go, like, here. How do I... Well, if I go here, can I... Okay, you can just click in order to face that direction. Awesome, okay. So, face you, that way you can't get a backstab on me. There's nothing else I can do. Oh no, I can use the stick. I can't do anything else. That's fine. End turn. Is the character's... You can attack diagonally? Is the character's mana independent? I think that's... Oh, that's what it is. They all have independent mana. Gotcha. Lob a shot over units and obstacles. Roll. You're a ranged critter. That will have you move. I'm gonna have you attack. I'm not gonna have you roll. I'm just gonna have you stay put, buddy. And you can... Yeah, just stay there. End your turn. Hey, so you might have noticed this already, but take a look up here. Yes, it's the turn order. I see, you can hit us with the rocks. Well, that's annoying. They're also very much staying at range. Also, you have a rock floating above your head. Is that always there, or is that an indication of what you're gonna be doing next turn? I don't know. Well, I need to, I feel like, get closer to you, but you're kind of being annoying. You're not letting me get close to you. That did a lot of damage. I don't like that. What happens if I lob at the rock? I wonder if, like, I wonder how good the target previews are. Let's burn you. Let's burn you again. And then I want to move back. Click move. And I want to see about lobbing a shot at the rock. I can't do that anymore though. Okay, well then never mind. Enter. Sure. I could, you know what? Let's gain mana and then burn you one more time. Cool. You've got 3 stacks of blinds, 6 stacks of burns. So you're gonna take 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Hopefully that means you're dead. You finally targeted a different one of my cats here. I'm about to call them dogs. My dog! My dome! Attack. Stick. I guess we can do both, and then we can spit. I think that was a crit. Oh, it also removed the burn. Okay. That's a mechanic I didn't anticipate. Also, that's kind of annoying, because now it means I don't have the burn on you anymore. Well, it's burn. All right, move. I'm so used to playing something like Into the Breach that having to click move to move is kind of annoying. Like, that should be the default action. If I right-click, I move. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. It's interesting. You have so many attacks. You decided to murder my cat. Well, damn, it looks like Ferb got hit pretty hard. Don't worry, though, he's not dead yet, only downed. When a cat gets downed, they get injured and reduce one of their stats permanently. Don't let their body get hit too many times, or they will actually die. As long as your other cats can finish the fight, you'll survive. Right move. Theoretically, I have enough stick damage. We got a lucky crit in there as well. And we have permanent stat down on our cat, but that's okay. Now, charisma. Max mana and starting mana. Luck effects base crit chance. Turn order and movement range. Mana regen is intelligence. Constitution is max health and post-combat regen. Dexterity is ranged attack and ranged ability damage. Strength is melee. We can get dump, sunburn, or lick. We can get more burn combo or a heal. For 4 mana, we can heal an adjacent unit by 2. I see. There's also like elemental effects. Lick is a wet attack plus a regen attack plus a heal attack. It's kind of like Magic the Gathering colors here. So if someone's burning, Lick will remove the burn. Very interesting. I kind of like that. It's just a spell you can toss out there, free regen. Why not? Let's take a Lick. We got all sorts of things. Ferb is a little hurt. Congrats, you did good out there. This marks the end of your first little adventure. It's time to go home. You'll bring back any food coin items and treasures and injuries you gained. These supplies will hopefully prove useful to you at some point. Oh, and if you ever want to save and exit a run, just click that thing. Bye. Goodbye, tutorial man. The normal cats return home. Wait, I see a house on the hill. Well, hello, neighbor. Well, hello, neighbor. Yes, it's me, Mr. Tinkles. I don't like the name. You've no doubt heard about me around town. And yes, all the rumors are true. I spread them myself, just like my legs. What am I saying? God, I'm so bad. Anyways, you can call me Tink. This is a joke on Legend of Zelda. My God, look at these kitties. They just returned, but they look busted. Cats have already been on the adventure. They are retired. They won't be going out on any more adventures. Oh, what game was it that had a mechanic where you could only use something once, or a character once? I might be thinking of Darkest Dungeon, where once a unit goes on a excursion to the Darkest Dungeon, they won't go to another excursion in the Darkest Dungeon, where they can still do other missions, but they won't go back to the Darkest Dungeon. And there's 4 Darkest Dungeon missions, so you have to plan at least 16 people to complete the whole entirety of the Darkest Dungeon quest line. I might be thinking of that. Username says Rogue Legacy. That's true, but you die, so of course you're not going to be going out on another adventure. Darkest Dungeon 2, the Bounty Hunter, says Ashen Ran, is also true, but you pay him for 1 region, you don't pay him for more than that. No, I might have been thinking of Darkest Dungeon 1. So why don't you take these guys inside so they can relax comfortably? Whoa, the vomit comet, whoa! You stay outside. Now you come inside. Well, they seem pretty comfortable, I guess. You can now end the day and watch what happens when the lights go off. When you end the day, every cat will eat 1 food. Make sure you always have more than enough. Why do we care about cats that can't go on missions? Also, we have 50 food. I like that there's a little cat tree. Go in the box. Back. Box. Cat box. Oh, they love it. Can they go in the attic? Want to go in the attic? Go onto the roof? Look, cats always land on their feet. Uh-oh. There you go, he's coming back. All right, there's one cat. There's our storage. Oh no, these are all our cats, and they all have abilities. All right. For real, June 1st. Okay, end day. That's how that works. Oh, okay. Oh my, what an eventful night. Don't tell my wife about what we saw. Ah, you have a new kitten. She will need to grow up before she can go out on an adventure. Don't worry, there's something in the water here that makes them grow up in like 1 day. Also, look, a stray cat has come to your house looking for love. You should totes take them inside, right? Philo! And Foxy Moxy. Once you've made enough kittens or collected enough strays, you can take them out on an adventure to find more supplies. You'll want 4 fresh kitties, but you don't have enough. Keep ending the day and collecting strays until you do. You can right-click the kitten to see if she inherited anything from her parents and check the stats. So melee attack and roll. And then our other cat is short lobbed shot and Russian short hair roulette. There's a 1 in 6 chance this will kill you. If it doesn't, gain stats and coins. Dispel. All right. I don't know why I like that. I know Chris would love that. Okay. Well, end day. I suppose. I love gambling. Gambling's fine. We got twin kitties. We have Macy, was a melee attack and a blow. Blow units in a cone back. And we have Jumbo Joe. Short shot and roll. So we have a lot of the same things, it looks like. But we don't have access to the burn anymore, which is a shame, because we kind of built around that. Okay, so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. So, oh, there's another cat. You have heal another unit by 1 HP at infinite range. Kind of like that. You kind of look like a little demon kitty. I like the demon kitty. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Meow, they don't like each other. Okay, so now do we go out on a mission? I have 4 cats. He said we needed 4. I have 4. How do we? Hold on. What? Fighter, hunter, tank, mage. I don't know what these are. Hey, stop. Do I just end day again? And just end day again, I guess. The night was calm. Oh yeah, with that new stray, you should have enough cat. I have like 8 cats at this point, dude. There's the adventure box. Okay, put them in the adventure box. Adjacent units turn away from you. That's pretty fun. So you go. And then we can look at our other cats here. Let's take Macy and Jumbo Joe. Where's Jumbo Joe? The pot. I see. Class callers. Tanks are good at absorbing damage and pushing enemies around. They get more regen after every combat. Fighters do more damage and have more speed. Hunters are better at range. Mages are better at spells. So, and it looks like you can't go back when you're on the screen. You're kind of stuck here. That's fine. Becomes a random collarless starter when you lock in collars. Okay. Well, you're gonna be a fighter because you have the ability to turn enemies away, and I want you doing a lot of damage. So you get a red collar. I like that it changes the color of the cat too.
Meow.
Rawr.
Meow.
Lukanov. You heal other units. You have good intelligence, charisma, and luck. Jumbo Joe is good at range. So you should be the hunter. And your roll ability means you can actually stay at range even more. Macy here has a melee attack and blow to move units away. You have a decent constitution. Maybe you can be the tank. And Lukanov can be a mage, which will mean a little bit less damage, but oh, it changes your attacks as well. So melee attack just becomes a better melee attack. Melee attack becomes magic dart. Shoot a charge projectile within your line of sight. This counts as magic physical. Short lobbed shot. It doesn't say the range of the shot, which is unfortunate. Becomes lobbed shot. And melee attack becomes push attack. Dash forward, then melee attack with knockback. Sure. Let's lock them in. So then we also get, let's start with just melee. Fire punch. Melee attack that inflicts burn. And hamster style. +1 health regeneration and bonus move. But it does give you negatives. Lower damage, but better health regen and move. Okay. Very, very, very random with the characters that you get, the cats that you get. You don't know what they're gonna start with. You don't know what they're gonna get. You don't know what traits they're gonna have when they're, spawned. But you just gotta make do with what you get, I guess. So magic dart. Tile targeting spells gain range. Spend all of your mana and heal that much HP absorbed. On a mage, that's maybe not the best. You can also heal other people. I guess you're kind of a healer for us right now. Jumbo Joe, who's our ranged unit. Tainted Mother. Your familiars and units you charm gain 4 speed and inflict poison and bleed. And Bear Trap. Set a trap within 5 tiles that damages and immobilizes units that walk over it. That's pretty good. And then our tank. Stoic. If you end your turn with unused movement, gain bonus moves. Bodyguard. The next time an ally is targeted by an enemy, switch places with that ally. Ooh, there we go. That's the tank move. Shocking, the game from Isaac's creator is secretive and random. Funny you say that because, like, Super Meat Boy, The Binding of Isaac, the gameplay isn't actually random, right? And while in something like Isaac, the floors might have random generation, they're all actually handcrafted and functionally equal to one another. The items you get, I suppose, are random, but yeah. You have to adapt on the fly as opposed to having to like set it up ahead of time. I don't know, it's just a little weird, but I like it so far. We have a stick. I'll put a stick on. Let's go. Let my arrows find their mark. The alley. There's a hard path. Okay. Well, let's start in the alley. Meow, meow. So we're at the bottom right, and we're heading up. There's 2 rat, 3 rat, 4 rats, some flies, a fly and a pooter. Of course, we got to get the Isaac enemies in here, and the little rat can dash in a straight line. It has 1 move, but then it dashes in a straight line. Okay. Hold on. Pooters have ranged attacks. Is there any way to... right click. Right click shows movement and where they can possibly attack with all combinations of movements and attacks. That's kind of neat. So this rat can attack in any of those tiles next turn. The pooter can attack in those tiles, or the Yeah, the pooter and the fly. So I can plan my movements to be outside of the movement, or outside of the attack ranges here. Very interesting. Oh, also trash bag. Spawns random pickups when damaged. And a coin. Collect it to get money. Start with 2 bonus moves. Hold on, can I look at your cat stats? Oh, also you can right-click your units to get the similar view. This is where I can attack. So literally I cannot hit any of the enemies on this turn. Oh, there's also catnip in front of me. Could you stop? What? You are the most annoying cat. Tell you what, move here. So when it says bonus moves, it doesn't mean tiles, it means literally bonus moves. I can move even further. Okay. Could you shut up? Meow, 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 meow. Okay, well I have a thought here anyways. I wish there was an undo turn button now that I understand how the turn order works, but that's fine. So I have 2 bonus moves. I technically can't hit any of them, but I want to move forward, I think. So I'm going to move. Reload move. What is reload move? I guess it reloaded my move. I'm going to move here. We're going to attack. It does 50% more damage rounded up. No, rounded down. Maybe it does a third more damage when you hit from behind. We're going to kill a fly. Cool. Enter. I hate the meows. Oh my god. The meows. Now this is our tank. So we want to, first of all, check our movement range. I think we're just gonna move. I mean, we can't hit anything. Oh, dash forward 1 space. Is there a way that I can get in a position to actually hit someone? No. But I guess we can at least get closer, and we can put up a guard. I can only move 1 space forward, not 2 spaces, so I can't even hit him with a stick. I guess in this case, just end turn. Rat moves. Now we have our, is this mage? Shoot a charged projectile within your line of sight. So it does have a maximum range. I don't understand how to figure out the ranges of attacks. Like, I get that this says it has a line of sight, it has a range to it. Is it not a tile targeting spell? Should it not have +3 range? Long cast, tile targeted spells. Gain range. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's move here. Attack. How do I... Shoot a charged projectile within your line of sight. Is it because it fires a beam or something like that? It's not a tile targeting spell? Alright, well... I guess in that case, I can't really do anything. Left-clicking and right-clicking on this does not unequip this. You've got to just press escape. That's weird. I guess end turn. There's a lot of not being able to do anything right now. That's fine. Okay. Now we have an actual, you know, ranged kitty here. A cat who's very slow, but still. All right, you're good. Round 2 starts. I want to kill this pooter. And I should probably move here to do that. Just so that I can stay How much health do you have? 6. Just so I can stay just out of range of this mouse. Oh, you also heal when you pass turn. Interesting. Okay, well, we always want, I think, bodyguard. Can I do it twice? Do I have 2 stacks of bodyguard. All right, that's actually pretty handy. Dash forward 1 space, then melee attack. With knockback. Well, if we assume that knockback can allow us to do additional damage, it only does 1 additional damage, unfortunately. But, you know, the more we know. Now it's your turn. And maybe one day, you'll actually be able to kill a single rat. So even though I target a tile, it doesn't count for the extra range. Do you heal for 16 or do you heal for 1? I suppose you can just heal for 16. Purr. That's a great heal. If only you could heal other units. All right, well, let's have you move. That was not where I should have done it, but that's okay. We can fix this problem and say, hey, dummy, why don't you come over here?
Meow.
You are gonna hide. And you're gonna end turn. Heal for 1. And you healed for 3 and you healed for 7. Is there any reason to not... Oh, I didn't get the trash bag. Is there any reason to not just try to, like, stall out? I guess you get more resources if you do it faster. Okay. Choose an ability to learn for the tank. Throw a rock with a chance to stun. Pull a unit within 2 tiles towards you, knocking it into you. Inflict Petrify on the first unit in a line. Become a rock temporarily. Stone Breath. Well, if you've got so much regen, pulling a unit and then knocking it into you could allow you to get a kill at the cost of 1 damage, or allow you to pull an enemy towards you so you can hit them, or protect someone else. If you end your turn with unused moves, gain bonus moves. It also allows us to maybe have you stop and then get some bonus moves. Bonus moves are saved across turns. Okay, so my other unit can actually save those at the beginning of combat. Revive an adjacent body to 1 HP. Interesting. Let's get grab. I like the idea of grab. A strong wind howls around the cats, dirt and debris kicked up from the tempest pelt against them, nearly knocking the cats off their feet. Oh, okay. I thought there was something there. Battle start. 15 health cats. Wide melee attack. Inflicts poison, ranged attack, spawns maggots, and we can see now that they have an attack range of 3. So enemies only have 1 attack each. Spawns maggots when damaged. Oh god. Okay, but you have bonus moves.
Meow.
If I just move you here, no one can hit you. And we can stockpile things for future turns.
No.
For you, yeah, I think we're just gonna do the same thing. In fact, I'm just gonna let you get bonus moves because you teleport anyways. So body block and then end turn. Because I don't really care what the enemies do if they can't hit me, you know? Standard Into the Breach tactics, really. There's coins we should get, but... God, the magic dart has such a bad range. Let's see. So let's move. I can't hit you, which is real annoying, but we'll just chill. Why did you face backwards? I don't know why you faced backwards. You can actually get some dang old damage done, which is nice. Dang old damage, man. So let's get you doing some damage. Killed him in one. Round one. I want to know exactly how... Oh! There's a wind? I thought that was just a visual effect, but no, I do see the wind effects. It's weird that that's not like a... I think the comparisons have to be made because they're so obvious, but in something like Into the Breach, that would be explicitly defined in the round. Like, end of round, wind happens, and then you'd be able to know. The sign on the ground says Isaac. All right. Well, let's move up. I'll smack you. I'll burn you. Could have pushed, like, I could have turned him around, but I wanted to get the damage in. And then actually, if I back up just a hair, now we will not be getting hit on this turn. And then you have tons of bonus moves. Pull the unit within 2 tiles towards you. So we can move there, we can move there. I can pull you. I did this slightly incorrectly, but this is fine. I'll just use, I'm just gonna burn my other move. Let's get in there. I accept that you're gonna hit me. For quite a lot. Really, the mage is the best tank that I have because they can heal to full every turn. Which is a bit much, but I'll take it. Well, the maggot even gets a turn on this turn. Interesting. Let's blow you a kiss. Only heals for 1. Oh, there's a maggot in front of me, too. Only heals for 1, though. Lobbed shot for 6. Well, we definitely want to just murder a cat. Oh, you know what? They hit the wall or they hit each other, and that's what spawned the maggot. I see now. I get it. My tank is taking a beating. Chris, welcome. Give me like 5 minutes. So you can't actually get into a position where I really need you to be, but we can get you in here. Killing some stuff. Face you this way. Enter. Okay, now you have a turn. If I punch you, you're gonna hit a corpse, and that means you can't move? Or are you going to move? I think you are going to move. I can also move units back, which actually does kill a maggot. So that does seem like a pretty nice move here. It does use all of my magical powers, though. But why not get a kill? And then I'll punch you, because that's all I can do on this turn. And then I will end my turn. That's technically a back shot. Interesting. Magic Dart, Blow Kiss, Absorb. You have 1 HP, 6, and 7. Well, I do 5, so... Let's also get this coin, because we can. And I will... Oh my lord, I'll blow you a kiss, because oh my god, you're so hurt. My poor kitty is so hurt. Hold on, can you... You can't hit this cat. We can kill this one, though. You can't hit that cat if you do a roll. Immobilizes units that walk over it. Damages for 5. I think we should just kill this guy then. Which we can probably do just with this. Because if he's smart, he'll walk into the trap. I'm relying on the AI to be smart, but that's usually an okay proposition. Poor cat. Still getting clobbered. All right, end turn. Now, are there any more enemies? There are. And we can eke out a small heal. So we might as well, I think. Heal you for 1. Heal yourself for 6. And here. You can get the kill. Meow. Meow. 1 coin, 1 food. It's hard to want to go faster when if you stall, you take less damage. So you're the mage. You can get a melee attack, a jolt, and an inferno. Shoot a lightning bolt that does 1 damage and knocks the unit. It hits 3 tiles in the direction it's facing. Deals fire damage and inflicts burn to all units in a large circle around you, including allies. Interesting. How do I look at my other cats? Well, Blow Kiss is, I think, air and heal. Spawn a random tile anywhere. So it does 6 damage, it deals fire damage and inflicts burn to all units in a large circle around you. You're usually not on your own. A ranged attack might be better. So a couple of things. There's so much, like, information that's so hard to find. One of the good things about something like Into the Breach is that information is always available to the player pretty much at all times. But even something simple like, what element is Blow Kiss? It's literally not presented on this screen. Blow Kiss doesn't have the element indicators that it does here on, like, Inferno, Jolt. Inferno being fire, Jolt being electric. What the hell's Blow Kiss? Well, if you go in here and then you go to your unit and then you look here, then you can see what it is, but it's not on the right screen, right? This information, I'm having a hard time identifying what, like, a specific thing, a specific piece of information, and I gotta look somewhere else for it. And other pieces of information, I just don't know what they are or where they are. Like Magic Dart. I thought that was gonna be a tile targeted spell because I target a tile when I cast it, but apparently it's not a tile targeted spell because it doesn't actually have a +3 range bonus. So is Jolt a targeted spell? What is the range of Jolt? What is the range of attack? There's information that I don't have. It says, affects ranged attack and ranged ability damage. Does dexterity affect the attack range? Where's that information? You know, does it say base range 2, but because you have dex greater than 4, it gives you an extra range? Like, there's data that I would like to have. And I don't understand why it's not being given to the player, because it is important information. I get that this is not Into the Breach, but it's information that I want because I'm always left confused with, oh, I thought I would be able to hit him. I don't know what my range is. I don't know why the passive doesn't work with the attack. This is stuff that I should be able to figure out just by reading it, but I can't. So I think that that's kind of just a huge negative there because, like, interactions between elements, that's fine. You know, let me figure out what the interaction between the elements are. I guess that if you are wet, you probably take more electric damage, something like that. It would be nice to figure out. But yeah, like there's so much information that I just don't have, which is kind of annoying because I wish that I knew this stuff. Okay, so what do we have? Jolt, Inferno, Shatter. Inferno deals a lot of damage to everything around it. That's going to be hard to get around the damage. That's a lot of damage to even my allies. Jolt is it might be a tile targeted spell, so I kind of like the idea of this. Shatter can instantly kill frozen enemies, but I have nothing that inflicts freeze. If there was an ice attack, then maybe we could do water and then ice. I think we're just gonna take Jolt as something that we can just kind of throw out there.
Yay!
Nothing else really feels like it worked that well. And let's quickly get into a chest, which is a box. Horse Blinders. Your abilities have 100% accuracy and 50% crit chance. You are unable to hit any unit that isn't in a straight line directly in front of you. I mean, on a melee unit, isn't that fine? Because you just want your melee unit to just attack in a straight line, basically. So like, push and grab seems pretty nice. Accuracy and crit chance. That also seems like it would be good on a highly damaging unit like our fighter here. High crit chance on melee attack and fire punch, which we're gonna be using all the time, and those are melee. Let's put that on and get one more question mark. A mob of rats scurry all around, charging at Lukinov. Fight, charm, sneak. Let's charm. It's the best one that we have. It's green, so it's our best ability. Become one with the rats. Dancing cat being a rat cat. I don't know if we got anything from that. Like, we could get rat friends. I don't think we got anything like that, unfortunately. And I want to look at the map, but I can't. But there is a hard path that goes down here. Okay, cool. Just to make another, like, quick comparison that it's not a positive or a negative, it's just something that's different and something that I want to bring up because I am thinking about it. Again, in a game like Into the Breach, you have perfect information. You know exactly what the enemies are going to do. Here, just like with something like XCOM, you don't know what the enemy is going to do on their turn. They could hit any one of your units that you have in range. So if you move forward with like your fighter, like my red cat here, Mahones, then they might be the subject to an attack by the enemy. Or if I have another unit in range, they could try to attack my tank or someone like that. So we run into situations like this where we're taking a lot of damage with maybe one of our cats because we can't really predict if they're going to be the target of an attack. And that makes it kind of difficult sometimes to manage health of units like cats. It also makes it difficult to plan when you should rush in and be hyper aggressive. Just something to pay attention to. Oh, wind. At the end of each round, wind blows everything one space in a random direction. So on this screen, See, I thought that was actually an effect of the combat, but it's an effect on the world that we see now. But again, like, it should be in the turn order. There should be an icon for, at the end of this round of combat, wind will push everything one direction. That's not information that's easily given to the player, but it really should be. Everything should be very easy to determine at a glance, or from like pop-ups and menu items and descriptions. Having to like go into this menu to figure out the element of my attack on the upgrade screen is kind of annoying. Little things like that kind of add up a bit. I'm enjoying it so far though. We're gonna have to continue on and do this combat and then figure out what's going on in the hard. This is gonna be like an elite fight. And I would like to go into the hard path, but you know, maybe we all die and that would be a bad idea. We will continue that in the next video, which is not gonna happen now. I'm gonna actually play some Dome Keeper with Chris, but you know, we'll have to come back to this.